Alright, so we're getting on with today's road trip. I usually wash my car in the morning before I go on a road trip here, because it is going to get dirty. So, alright, let's hit the road. Alright, so we're on the road on this little adventure. I'm not gonna lie, kind of excited. I haven't done anything like this in quite some time. I dug out an old CD today, classic Robert Palmer. And he was a great artist from the 70s and the 80s. He died way too young. He died in 2003 at the age of 53 due to a heart attack. Now, he looked pretty healthy, but you know, he was a heavy smoker. And he even said, you know, he kept smoking because it contributed to the raspiness of his voice, which you can hear in his songs. So rather unfortunate, but he left behind quite a great footprint. He's got a lot of great tunes. So like I said, on the road here, pretty exciting, guys. We're kind of like halfway there, so stay tuned. So we're way out in God's country. It's a great U2 song. And, you know, there's another forest actually much closer to my home, and maybe I'll check that out another day. It's very close to a suburban area, so I don't know how great that forest is. I think I might have been in there years ago, but this one that I'm going to now, like I said, it's way out off the beaten path, so it should be really interesting. So anyways, get a load of these nuts in case I get lost in the wilderness. I'm just outside the parking grounds. I pulled over on the side of the road. There was an at-risk turtle sign up the road there, so I imagine a lot of the turtles, you know, they come out of the water near the highway and they cross the road. I pulled over here. I saw a huge heron, like a huge crane, in the water, and I was going to film it, but as soon as I pulled up, he flew off into the distance here. Alright, so here we are, and there's nobody here, so that's kind of cool. Alright, I brought my hiking shoes, pair of Merrells. They do the job pretty good, so if you're in the market for shoes, you like to hike, I definitely recommend Merrell. Oh yeah, look at this, eh? Uncharted territory right here. Nothing like a bag of peanuts out in the country, out in the woods. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of bugs out here. It's pretty hot out today. It's about 28 degrees right now. But this is still pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. This is way better than sitting in front of your TV playing video games. I'm just telling you how it is, guys. I'm just being honest with you. And this is 100% free. I didn't pay to get in here. You know, as long as I don't get lost, I'd say this was worth it, even if I don't see anything exciting. You know, truth be told, you know, a bear or a wild animal could just jump out from out of nowhere and eat me alive right now, but I'll take my chances. So, like I said, when you're out in the wilderness like this, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind. It's good to bring a canteen, some water, some food, some decent footwear. Don't wear cologne because it's going to make the bugs worse. Bring bug spray as well. I don't have any of that right now. This is just a quick day trip. But yeah, you can see right through the forest there. Unbelievable. I was talking to Lawrence Dagstein in the comments of my last video, and he was talking about how he's kind of getting sick of New York City, the hustle and bustle, and he's thinking about maybe, you know, as he gets a little bit older, maybe sell off his game collection and, you know, look at upstate New York. Upstate New York's not actually that far from where I'm at, to be honest with you. You just cross the border And then, yeah, it's not too far. It's like you're on the other side of the border. Quebec would be on one side, and then Maine, New Hampshire is on the other side. But I was telling him, like, you know, this is beautiful back here. If you buy a property out somewhere in Maine, as an example, or New Hampshire, you got to be prepared to deal with the bugs. I remember a couple of years ago, I don't know if you guys remember the news, a couple of prisoners busted out of a prison not far from New Hampshire, and they traveled on foot through the forest. Like, I'm talking forest like this, probably worse. And the cops were trying to find them for days, like it was a manhunt. Oh, look at this. Little frog. So, it was a manhunt for days. The cops finally did find them. They arrested one guy and they shot the other, but those guys must have been eaten alive by the bugs. And I think they ended up breaking into a lot of the cottages and seasonal houses out in Maine and New Hampshire just to get supplies and food. But I can't imagine on foot walking through shit like that. And they were trying to get to the Canadian border, I think. Just insane. You see this here, it's almost like a scene out of Predator, the original. The sunlight peeks through the trees as they're walking through the jungle. So like I said, there's nobody out here. It's really peaceful. This is amazing. And like I said, it's way off the grid. That's the problem with trying to do these excursions close to the city. Too much of a good thing can ruin it. You know, it's nothing worse than trying to relax and walk down a path like this and you got a family of 10 people in front of you, no offense. Alright, so we stumbled upon a marshy area. It's kind of cool. You know, I'd shit my pants if a bear came out of the woods. I'd just shit my pants. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably call 911. Wow, look at this, eh? Some real lily pads. I wonder if there's a beaver dam around here. So like I said, it's pretty crazy. I'm out here, civilization away from the city. Nobody knows I'm out here. Nobody is out here but me as far as I'm aware. So this is pretty sick. I continue on down this road. One thing that's nice about this trail so far, it's just a single trail. It doesn't branch off to cause confusion because I want to be able to get back to my car. So it's just unbelievable seeing these natural resources, eh? There's lily pads here, and there's kind of like a, you can see it, it's kind of like a yellow flower in there as well. Still walking. I don't know how far back I want to go. I don't want to get eaten alive by a bear, but we'll see where this goes. Bugs are so bad, I'm actually running now just to get out of the forest. That's how bad it is back here. So one thing I want to kind of mention as we walk along here is Darius Truxton. I don't want to talk about him too much. He posted a video yesterday, and kind of towards the end of the video he mentioned, people ask why he doesn't speak like a Canadian gamer, and then he kind of mentioned, well, Canadian gamer is up near the rural area of Ottawa, which is far different from Hamilton and Toronto. Well, I just want to say I'm not actually from the Ottawa Valley. I was born in Sudbury. My mother's from Whitby, Ontario, which is not far from him, and my dad's from Oshawa. I grew up in Niagara Falls and St. Catharines until about 1995, and then my family moved up this way. So again, I'm not a country bumpkin by any means. It's just I'm a lot more composed and relaxed than he is when I talk on camera. He's got a little bit of anxiety, and it shows. Whereas I'm cool as a cucumber, and you know, it reflects not only on video but my day-to-day activities as well. Life's too short to stress out. You know, you see people that have a heart attack, you know, they're like 42 years old, or like I mentioned earlier, Robert Palmer, or even recently Luke Perry. He was a pretty healthy guy, let's be honest, and he just had a heart attack. I don't know what was going on in his personal life, but I imagine being a celebrity is a lot more stressful than being an absolute nobody on a Friday afternoon walking around in the forest, minding my own business. So I just wanted to clarify that. You know, I don't talk like this. Maybe it's the city mentality, I have no idea, but I'm not gonna talk like that. That's just not how I roll. Alright, so I'm back at the little pond here where the lily pads are, and again, just talking about stopping for 3 to 4 minutes and just taking it all in. Not that it's anything that special, but you know what I mean. Trying to relax the mind, body, and soul. You know, everybody's, like I said, always go, 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 go. You know, take the kids to Walmart on Saturday morning, get the groceries, rush home to the in-laws, have a barbecue, blah, 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 blah. Sunday night comes along, and then Monday morning back to work. And I get it. Some people, it's unavoidable. I can't live my life like that, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's pretty relaxing. You know, as I go along with my channel, I'll try to do more of these videos. Try to see something a little bit more exciting than this. But just goes to show, like I said, you know, take an hour out of my day to do this. Nothing wrong with this whatsoever. One of the nice things about Canada, we do have a lot of great wilderness and wildlife animals. One of the most beautiful animals is the Canadian lynx. I've only ever seen one at the zoo. But they are around, predominantly up north, also near Quebec as well. Just a beautiful animal. And obviously we have cougars and, you know, that sort of affair. Moose, elk, deer. Beautiful animals. Deers are beautiful. And sometimes those types of animals will actually make their way close to the city or even out this way as well. So you just never know what's going to pop up. But a lot of times too, you have to remember those animals are more afraid of us than we are of them. So if I see a Canadian lynx pop out, the last thing I want to do is look nervous. But chances are, like I said, if he sees me, he might just run off. All right, we're almost back. I'm not going to lie, I ran most of the way. You know, I've always kind of been fascinated with dead trees. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's Marlborough Forest for you. Now, I just want to show you guys before I leave. I just want to show you guys. It's kind of an abandoned shed back here. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to go in there. There's a rope here, so it's obviously there for a reason, but pretty cool. All right, let's hit the road. So I just wanted to point this out as well. Does this not look like, you know, like a building at a Far Cry 5? Seriously. Town here called Burris Rapids, which is part of the Ottawa Valley. You know, there's actual rapids out this way, like rapids you would go down with your kayak. And I haven't been out here in years, so I figure we might as well check it out while we're out in this area. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So this is the better life out here. Now this looks to be blocked off. Oh no, you can go. So let's check it out. Oh shit. You can kind of see all the cottages out that way, kinda. Yeah, so I couldn't really find the rapids. I didn't want to get out of my car. I'm kind of hot. I want to get going. So maybe we'll come back another day. But so this pretty much concludes this episode of, I guess we'll call it the Call of the Wild, episode 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's not for everybody. Next time, I'll try to talk about maybe gaming a little bit more. This was just sort of get out there and, you know, pump out the first inaugural episode, if you will. I hope I pronounced that right. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.